breakdown from today. We mentioned before we went to break. Any opportunity we can take to have Jeff Goodman get on a soapbox, right, and preach about the job that John Calipari is doing. I think we need to take him up on that. You know, he has observed, right, from very afar, how good a job John Calipari is doing, and he stamped it with an underdog victory outright against Kansas as a 10-7 in the 10-7 game, in a game that they controlled for the most part. So what do you think? Another great coaching job by John Calipari today.
I mean, he beat a Hall of Famer in Bill Self. So, yeah, I think it was a hell of a win for him. And a much-needed win because he hasn't had any success in the NCAA tournament in the last 5 years. So this was a big win for him. Year one at Arkansas, which has been largely underwhelming. But if you finish strong and you get to a Sweet 16, which they have a chance to do here, they got to beat Rick Pitino at St. John's in Providence, which is not going to be an easy task. But if they can do that, if you're an Arkansas Razorback fan, you're thinking to yourself, this is a hell of a win. This is a hell of a season. Because at one point, you're thinking, we're not even going to make the NCAA tournament. Yep, right? And now you got to win. Okay, you feel pretty good about we didn't hire a guy who's completely over the hill, right? He's still got something left in the tank.
Yeah, and I think you hit it on the head, Jeff. If they get to the Sweet 16 and they somehow take down St. John's at Providence,
it's a win.
This is a win. This year is a success.
Yes.
People are looking forward to what's to come, and they're comfortable for sure. And feel like they got the right guy with Coach Cal. And I mean, even tonight, they weathered the storm as well because they went through a run there, and I thought that Bill Self kind of threw them off balance with the zone. They got stagnant for a while, went on the scoring drought, and they were able to overcome that. After losing the lead, which they, in the game they controlled for the most part, pretty much all of it, they lost the lead, and they were able to come back. Nelly Davis made some big shots down the stretch, man, and those guys were able to put it to bed. So credit to them, credit to Coach Cal, man. This has been a different team down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I think you had a great point about the zone, and we talked about it, just switching it up and just how kind of, it can really mess up kind of the flow you have offensively, and the game kind of got stagnant. I think it was like we were on pace to get a 100-point game, ended up being in the 70s, but it was just definitely a great win, and I think it was just kind of cool to see them, bounce back from that struggle and get the win.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier on the Madness cast, and I think his ability to keep those guys locked in is something that is underappreciated, right? Like, totally agree. In the era of college basketball becoming professional basketball, which is like, let's be honest, guys, that's where we're at right now.
Oh, totally.
This is professional.
Are you a
basketball.
pro, Brooks?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know.
In the era of professional
quasi-pro,
in the era where college basketball is a professional sport, being able to get players to stay connected and stay locked in when they don't really have an incentive to do it beyond the paycheck that they're getting, right? Like, that's when you create a culture where there is more than just the paycheck that you're playing for, right? We see that a lot of these, like, you see that at Auburn, right? We see that at Florida, I think. We see that at Houston. When there is a culture that is more than just the paycheck, that is how you win in college basketball. And to see Cal be able to keep these guys together when they're 11-7, when they're 0-5, when they're 1-6 in the SEC, when they're still able to win games and compete, even though everything has kind of gone off the rails, for a team that has not been, like, it's not like these guys have been together for 10 years, man. Like, that to me is the most impressive thing. Now, there's lots of room to criticize him for the job that he's done this season. I don't think anyone should give him Coach of the Year. That is not what I'm saying. But given the bad start that they had, being able to keep them together, Matt, is like, how much more can you ask? When you're sitting there at 11-7 and 0-5,
everyone was counting them out.
Yes.
Like, everyone was like, "Hey, look, he's lost it."
You know what changed still? What I still say, go back to when Nelly Davis, when he took him out of the corner, right? When
I
finally
totally
allowed him to come out of that
agree.
corner.
Nobody puts Nelly in the corner.
Nobody puts
Nelly in the corner.
I agree.
That changed the
but
season.
putting the ball in his hands in Nelly Davis's hands, and that's what Dusty May did for the 2 years. And John Martin, we keep talking about that FAU team. Elijah Martin,
the greatest team to
what
never win a
he's
title.
doing. at Florida
AC
right
title.
now. Vlad Golden, we just saw him, what he's doing at Michigan. But Nelly Davis, last year, he didn't struggle with the expectations. He did not. And the ball was in his hands, and he was creating, and he was doing all that. And that's who he is as a player. And for Cal, like, look, they were 0-5 in the SEC, and everybody in the country was counting them out.
Yes.
All of us. Everyone was like, has he lost it? Should he have taken this job?
I mean,
should he have really gone to Arkansas?
We had headlines.
Should he be sitting here with us right now on the field of 68 and doing TV? Like, should he be doing this? Like, God, like, I don't know, Cal. Like, what are you doing?
Hey.
And he gets his team to the NCAA tournament and wins a game against Bill Self in Kansas.
And now, and because St. John's was able to win, now we get Pitino and Cal on Saturday. Goodman, we get Pitino and Cal on Saturday.
Man,
this is what we wanted.
I wish. Think of how good media availability is going to be
Fanta
tomorrow. Fanta will be there. He
Fanta
better get some good stuff from the. I mean, all you have to do is repeat one thing to the other. They'll keep going back and forth all day. I mean, they're like little kids. It's awesome.
It is.
I miss it so much, and I think
amazing.
we're gonna get it at least for like the next 48 hours. We're gonna get it
for sure.
and I can't wait till the fake handshake. It'll be the phoniest thing you ever see this year. You know, they'll smile at each other and both be under their breath like asshole. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
Although Patino had the video where he came out and said, you know,
Oh, he
hey,
supported.
give him
Yeah.
flowers.
Yeah.
Don't boo him.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
don't
what
boo
he
him.
said.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Don't
You
cheat.
think
And you know,
Cal walks up and says-
Cal was thinking like, what the hell are you weighing in on this? For? You know, like, so anything they do, even if it is in the best
awesome.
interest.
This is the tournament.
Yes, this is awesome.
It is.
awesome.
It is.
Do they have a chance?
It's Ricky
That's
P.
my biggest thing.
Of course, they have a chance. Don't
Like,
kid
what-
yourself.
But like, I think they actually do.
They do.
Because now they got confidence. They got a little bit of swagger. And again, it's not like this St. John's team. I know they've run through the Big East, but this isn't the Big East.
This is not the Big East.
Who's the better coach? X and
I mean,
O's.
Rick Pitino. It's not even
Okay.
close.
Are we what? Huh?
Not even close.
What?
He's saying it. He's making us answer
Oh.
it.
Not making you
He's
guys-
not
it's-
asking the
it's-
question, really.
It's
He knows the
Pitino.
answer.
Pitino's a better coach.
Come on.
You know what's funny about it? We talk about how there's like a talent disparity. I think you mentioned that earlier, and I go back and forth on it.
I
I don't
think it's
I don't think
close.
you're necessarily wrong because there's an age difference with some of the guys
Right.
on Arkansas versus the guys on St.
Sure.
John's. So like I understand the point you're making. I think I disagree, but I understand the point
But
you're
is
making.
it that different?
But-
Is it that?
So again, we'll go back to this.
Take the age out of it.
What all I'll say is this: when I look at this Arkansas team, I just think about what would happen if you gave Rick Pitino the talent that they have and what they can do, and that's all I'll say about it.
But
And we'll move
think-
on.
I think there's better players on St. John's.
Right now, yes.
I think
Right now,
Zuby
yes.
Ejiofor
But
is an X factor.
Are there any
I-
pros
I-
on
I
it?
think
Are there any NBA players on it? That's what I think.
RJ Lewis will play.
RJ
in the NBA.
Lewis is going to play a game in the NBA.
RJ Lewis will play in the NBA.
Oh yeah.
I think
He'll
Zuby
get a
Ejiofor
shot.
has a chance.
Yeah, I do
I think
too.
he got a shot.
He's
Right.
played
Absolutely.
Like,
himself
he has a
into a guy
shot.
that has a
Jerome.
shot.
Like, you guys know, like he has a shot.
Not maybe
So
not.
who's an
not
NBA
sure
player on
shot
Arkansas?
first rounders.
Right.
And I really only think Arkansas has.
Boogie will probably
How
be an
about
NBA player
He'll
eventually.
be
Boogie's
one.
totally
He's the only
right.
one that I feel like is a sure shot.
Yeah, because you're right. Like
Everybody
Brazil will
else.
be a G League guy. Big Z will be a G League guy.
Yeah.
The young, we don't know how good like Knox. We haven't seen
absolutely.
Richmond. Richmond
know
actually,
that.
I think, has a chance.
He
to
actually
be
does.
good.
He
All
does.
I'll say is this, Goodman. All
In
I'll
another
say is
year or
this.
two.
They're
Like
young.
in a
They're just
Asar
so young.
Thompson
But all
type.
I'll say is this: we haven't seen them.
Yeah.
And there's probably a reason why we haven't seen them as much.
Who?
The younger guys on Arkansas. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, because you're not going to.